It's all quiet when the countdown's on. I mean, we can still talk in the background. People can hear us.
Yeah.
So if you're arriving to watch today's show, broadcasting to our community, I'm still thinking hard to get that right. Then
You'll get there.
welcome. I will eventually. I'll get into the
Oh, there we are.
and we're here.
Yeah,
We're here.
I never almost wasn't here because I was using some other software that's free,
Yeah.
and I want to make an instruction video. That's what it is, where you can record your screen. So
Okay.
I looked up, downloaded something called OBS because it's supposed to be good, and I can't get my head around it at the moment, and it locked my camera. It locked my camera out as well.
Well, yeah, it does hog the camera once it starts up. There are some darn good YouTube videos about OBS.
Yeah, I'll have to have watch because I want it to like record just like what's on the screen, so I can do like a demonstration video. Good demonstration video. Yeah. Apparently, it's supposed to be good at that, but I can't work it out.
It is. Well, I take you through the steps. You add your camera, and then you add a screen share.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you superimpose the camera on the screen share and press record. That's the 1, 2, 3.
You make it all sound so easy.
Well, it's like any piece of software. Once you're into it, then
you just got to get used to it.
Okay. Anyway, so the purpose of today's show, apart from having some fun, is to actually invite you, if you're watching live now, to join our new network. It was John who taught me how to do the fade away at the end, so the music just fades away rather than.
There's some interesting bits that I want to add to there, which I'm going to.
Okay.
So they'll be popping up. So see them coming soon.
Very good. Okay, to everybody who's watching, thank you for watching. And if you've got any questions at all about anything at all, then you can ask. And if we know the answer, that's a different show.
We can guess the answer.
Okay. Now, we're welcoming somebody new to United World Radio, aren't we?
Yeah. Simon Kinesides, who's he's been a bit of a celebrity. He's been on BBC TV and different TV channels. He wants to get involved with the station. Lots of things happening in the background at the moment.
Yeah.
With the station, so it's going to go for a few changes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a time of experimenting and getting all the ducks in a row, and getting all the content sorted, and basically sharing a load. Because running a radio station is not the easiest of tasks when you've got 168 hours a week to fill.
Yeah, and you've got 100 other things to do as well.
That's true.
But once you find an happy medium of people that can do their bit, then you're laughing, really, aren't you? But that's what we're building at the moment. So basically, it's just he's coming in fresh, not knowing anything. So it's about training, and that's why I want the OBS thing to help train him up and get him. So it's just a learning process at the moment.
That's true, and also the radio doesn't go live until the 1st of Jan, does it?
No, not properly. No,
not properly. Right, but you said a moment ago you were busy, and have you got any word about your second book?
Yeah, it's actually available on pre-release. You can get that on pre-release now, and it's about haunted Cambridge. So all ghost stories in Cambridge.
Did you have fun creating it? It seems a strange question when it's about ghosts, but
I wrote most of the content over a period of years. Worked with other authors, Richard Halliday, who wrote a ghost book about Cambridge. I helped him with his book many years ago with information. Will Russell was another guy who I helped make an audio production thing for him. So all these bits I'd had already there. And I was also on a online TV thing that they did called Whispers in the Dark, where we went around Cambridge hunting ghosts and did that. So it was, the information was there, but it was just adding to it. And a lot of the stories that I thought, well, if I'm going to do a ghost book, I'm going to do a little bit different, because you can get all the stories that are known, and they're all included in the book. They are in there, but I've also discovered some new ones that have not been published before, so we've seen them for the first time.
Totally. And it's on Amazon now. And people just need to type in your name, can pre-order the book. It's around about £3.49 in the UK from memory, having ordered the first copy.
But the first one is now on discount at £1.99 too. So if anybody buys the second one and buys the second one and wants the first one, they can get it on discount, temporary discount. So the time is now. The time is now.
So head for Amazon and look for Fonz and pre-order the book, because your first book exceeded your expectations, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's why I'm able to put it on discount now.
Okay.
Yeah. So but no, it did really well on the second one. Yeah. It's funny because the first one came on the back of loads of articles that I wrote over the years and compiled them. And then the ghost stories are basically what I've researched and looked up, and then just been stacks of information, a folder that I had, and turned it into a book. And the third one is much the same. It's a folder of information, but I can't tell you what it...
No, you can't. No.
A folder of information, stuff that I've collected and putting it together.
You make it all sound so easy, which is what you said.
I wish it was. I wish it was.
Yeah, indeed. Right, now, shall we play a quiz?
Yeah, let's go for it, yeah.
Now, we can either stick with the final musicians and real names, or we can have something different, like, for instance, for argument's sake, I've lost where I was looking now. We don't want Eurovision, do we?
No.
Right, okay, so we'll ditch Eurovision.
I don't know anything about Eurovision.
Okay, that's fair enough. Famous music producers? No.
Only know one. Brian. No. George Mine.
Okay.
Brian Epstein was a manager. Norman Petty.
Yeah. Stock Aitken and Waterman.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Okay, so we're going to go. In memories of the 80s with Stock Aitken and Waterman, number 1, and I'm going to share my screen. And thank you to Trivia Plaza for putting the quiz together. If you want your own quizzes, then all you need to do is hop over to Trivia Plaza. And there are some good quizzes over there. And we're about to start the quiz of the day. And I'm going to make it full screen. You can still hear Fonz and myself, but you can't hear us scurrying around in the background trying to share this show out, because it doesn't share itself.
Rick Astley. Oh.
Well, yeah, and the Australian gang. Anyway, let's start. Right, who had a hit with this song produced by Stock Aitken and Waterman? This time I know it's for real. Was it Princess, Donna Summer, Bananarama, or Cliff Richard?
Do you know?
I've got a guess. I've got a guess, but I don't actually know. And this time we find out who's actually watching the show. If you're watching the show and you know the answer or you want to take a guess, then simply in the comments put your answer and we will show it on screen. And we didn't do too well last week, so we're looking to do better this week. We didn't know.
It was bad.
Things did not go as planned last week.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Do you want to give you my guess?
Yeah, go on then.
Donna Summer.
All right. Now it's I've got to give this a toss up because I think in Bananarama.
Oh yeah.
But that's not out of being certain about it. That's just out of sort of a gut feeling, as it were. So, all right, okay, Kelly's with us. Hello, Kelly.
Oh, and he agrees
This
with
time,
me.
yeah, Donna Summer. Right, okay. Given that there are 2 votes for Donna Summer, and you said it with some conviction.
Yeah,
and I mispronounced it.
It should be Donna Autumn at the moment.
It should, and soon to be Donna Winter. I'm going to go, and we're going to go with Donna Summer. Okay, well done, the 2 of you. Yeah, okay, on to question 2. You had a hit with this song produced by Stock Aitken and Waterman. Best of the Devil You Know. Was it Pepsi and Shirley, Donna Summer, Kylie Minogue, or Dead or Alive? Now I'm going to say, because we've played these quizzes before, that it's not going to be Donna Summer.
No, it's definitely not Donna Summer. Pepsi and
so
Shirley.
Definitely not Donna Summer. And I'm just showing the post out as all right, okay. And do you have an answer yet? We're waiting for an answer.
I know. To my guess.
Your guess? Your guess is? Well, my guess is
Kylie
Minogue. Mine's Kylie Minogue as well. So we've got 2 for Kylie. If we get 3 for Kylie, then it's a racing certainty. But we don't know until the vote is cast.
We do know it's not Donna Summer, though.
Yeah, that's for definite. I'm just trying to in the background.
Everybody's going for Kylie Minogue.
Everybody's going for Kylie Minogue. So Kelly's going for Kylie.
Sorry, my dog's barking.
Gospel's going for Kylie. So we're all going for Kylie Minogue. And we're all right. Good. Question number 3.
We were so lucky.
Who had a hit with this song produced by Stock Aitken and Waterman? I'm not going to read that again. These are all Stock Aitken and Waterman hits. The Harder I Try. Was it Ferriade, Jason Donovan, Brother Beyond, or Divine?
Divine, cool. Who do you think it is?
Oh, I have no idea. But
it's between Brother Beyond or Divine.
Or Donovan. Jason Donovan.
No, Donovan.
Not Jason Donovan. I did correct myself there because it's obviously not Donovan. This is 80s, not 60s.
Oh, definitely. Wouldn't it be funny if he ran a kebab van? It'd be Jason's Donovan.
Yeah, okay. Right, mission accomplished. I've actually managed to share the show 14 minutes in, so I can concentrate on this now. Brother Beyond, says Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of my choices, so.
Yeah, let's wait for Gospel.
B.
All right, okay, Brother Beyond. Okay, so that makes it easy. Brother Beyond. Are we going to do it this week? I can tell. I can feel it in my bones that we're going to have a good one. All right. SAW track, Tears on My Pillow, Kylie Minogue, Princess Sonia, or Sunita?
Sunita was married to Simon Cowell, wasn't she?
At one stage, yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't Sonia Welsh?
Mm-hmm. If you say so, I'm not going to argue. I don't know.
I don't know neither. I just thought she sounded Welsh.
Yeah, this was the 80s. Yeah, I still listen to music in the 80s. I think I stopped listening in the 90s.
I think the only thing that I really listened to in the 90s was groups like Oasis and Blur. And the reason why I listened to Oasis because they just remind me of the Beatles.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. And say thank you to Kelly for liking the show, and we're still waiting for votes on this one. Obviously, this one is a bit more difficult. And Kelly is going with Sunita.
Do you want my guess?
Yes, I do, please.
Kylie Minogue.
You want to go Kylie Minogue? Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes it rather difficult. Gospel, you've got the deciding vote. Help me out here. Yes. I've got to go. Right, I'm gonna go for this, but I'm gonna go with your suggestion of Kylie Minogue. You happy with that? Final chance?
Yeah, go for it.
Ah, good call. Well done, Fonz. Okay, that was good. And Gospel went, and then no idea really. The Gospel went for the Kylie.
It was the right choice, though.
It was a guess. Okay, which is fair. Right, okay. And we're on to the next one, which is question 5. Song is Whatever I Do, Wherever I Go. Was it Hazeldine, Divine, Ferriade, or Jason Donovan?
What's Ferriade?
I don't know. I don't remember. The only Ferry I know is Brian Ferry.
Yeah. Was he in need of a bit of cash during the years?
No, it was. I don't know. I genuinely, whatever I do, wherever I go.
Hazeldine, on my guess. That's who I'm going for, I think.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm going to go for Jason Donovan on the basis that one of these times it's got to be right.
I haven't picked Ferriade because I can't imagine it's Brian Ferry busking for a bit of change.
You're watching Broadcasting to Our Community with Fonz and Stephen. This is our musical quiz round. We are trying to guess who sang songs produced by Stock Aitken and Waterman. If you have a guess, please type it in the comments and we'll show it on screen. And the guesses are coming in. Right. And Gospel is saying Hazeldine. Kelly is saying Hazeldine. And
we're all saying Hazeldine.
Gospel is saying these are hard. Yeah. Right. Are we going to go with
Hazeldine?
Hazeldine. Okay. Go team.
We've got them all right so far.
Quiet. Question 6. Showing out, get fresh at the weekend. That's not a title that rings any bells, but was it Big Fish? Sorry, Big Fun.
Big Fish.
No, my cursor was coming up with a name. Big Fun. Jason Donovan, Mel and Kim, or Kylie Minogue? Now, given that Kylie was the answer to the previous question.
No, Hazeldine was.
Hazeldine, yeah.
I know this song, but I'm just I can hear it in my head, but I'm just trying to think.
It sounds like I'm going to say it sounds like a Mel and Kim song.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Right, so we've got 2 votes for Mel and Kim. We're waiting for your votes, people. Just type in the answer. And Kelly is agreeing with us. So Mel and Kim has got 3 votes now. And yeah, Mel and Kim had one big hit, didn't they? Which was, they were one-hit wonders from memory. And
one of them sadly died, though, doesn't she? So
yeah.
I think that's the only reason why they never really came big. I can't remember which one it was, but they started off coming quite in the public scene, and Something happened to one of them.
Yeah. Indeed. And we've got 4 answers all saying the same thing. And we're all right. Oh, could this be the week, Fonz? Could this be the week? Stock, Aitken and Waterman, Sealed with a Kiss. I'm moving my cursor out the way. Hazel Dean, Princess, Jason Donovan, or Divine?
Have you got an idea?
I've got it. I remember a song by Brian Hyland called Sealed with a Kiss.
It is the same song, but a remake.
All right, okay. So it's a remake.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you said Brian Hyland, then you'd be correct, but it's not on the board, so we can't take your answer. Okay. So we've got 6 out of 6 correct so far. So we only need 4 more correct answers.
Yeah.
But I think we're getting close to being better than we were last week.
Oh, well, I think we've already beat last week, haven't we? I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we have. Okay, so thanks to Trivia Plaza, triviaplaza.com. If you're looking for a quiz, they have a wide range of quizzes, and we are on their webpage. Right, okay. Gospel's going with Jason. Yep. Kelly's going with Jason.
That's who I'd have gone. That's who I'd have gone with.
Makes our job easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now we can go Jason Donovan. 7 out of 7. Respectable. Was it Kylie Minogue, Donna Summer, Mel and Kim, or Sonia? It's got to be either. Well, I don't know. I mean, logically speaking, it could be any of them, but we've got some new comments in.
It was.
Yeah, it was. You're right, Kelly. It was by Brian Hyland, Hyland.
It's a Y in it, yeah, his name. God.
Yeah. Okay, so the current song is Respectable, Kylie Minogue, Mel and Kim, Donna Summer, or Sonia. We've got 7 points. This is our 8th question. We're on the cusp of greatness. we can do this. If we get 3 more right answers, the number we need is going down, and Kelly is going with Mel and Kim.
Mel and Kim.
Again. Is that what you're thinking?
No, I don't know what it is.
Right.
I would have said Sonia. I would have said Sonia.
And Gospel is going with
Pass.
Oh.
It's between Sonia and Mel and Kim. But I wouldn't trust me. But then again, I might be right. I don't know.
We've had Kylie Minogue. We've had Mel and Kim. Can we spend the next sort of half an hour thinking about this and then Respectable? I mean, Respect was Aretha Franklin, wasn't it? But that's a totally different song.
Totally different, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm just toying with whether to go Mel and Kim or Sonia. Okay. Right. Okay. Decision time, Fonz. What we're deciding?
I don't know. I'm leaving it in your hands.
Thank you. With apologies to Kelly. Sonia.
Oh, he was right.
Sorry, Kelly. Oh, I was going to say something then. I'll not bother though. Sorry, Kelly. Sorry.
You know why I picked Sonia? Because all the others have been. Usually you don't get them a second time around. So I thought, hey, second time.
I thought you were on solid ground too. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Anybody who doesn't get this one was not in the 80s. Never Gonna Give You Up. Was it Dead or Alive, Rick Astley, Kylie Minogue, Bananarama, or Rick Astley?
Never gonna give you up, never let you down.
I And Kelly's saying he was suspicious at first as well. And
but they've been crafty because usually they don't repeat the same.
Yeah, that's right. They don't. They must have run out of answers.
Yeah.
Or they're in a rush to get this quiz out.
Or they wanted to make us look idiots live.
True. Or they wanted to promote Kylie Minogue.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. The answers should be coming in shortly. And we've got Rick from Kelly.
Rick. Good old Rick.
Yeah. I've not been Rick-rolled in a while. It usually goes around in cycles, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So perhaps we're starting another cycle of Rick-rolling and waiting for gospel. And anybody else who's watching, if you think you know the answer and can help us get to an enormous 9 out of 10, then please type in the answer now. We know there's delay between here and Facebook and here on YouTube. That's why we keep blabbing for Britain whilst we're actually trying to decipher what the answer is.
This isn't blabbing for Britain, though.
This is not Blabbing for Britain, no. Blabbing for Britain, episode 200. Thank you, Fonz. Blabbing for Britain, episode 249 is this Thursday at 10 a.m. in the UK, 5 a.m. Eastern. And yes, it is it's the typical 80s song. So
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go with Rick.
Yeah, let's go for Rick. Rick.
Okay, our last question this week is: who had a hit with Toy Boy? Sonia, Kylie Minogue, Donna Summer, or Sunita?
I've got an idea on this one, but it might be wrong.
I've got an idea too. It will definitely be wrong. And Gospel had no idea on the last one, but we'll have an idea on this one. Last one was Rick Astley. And I'm not going to attempt to sing it, but if you Google it, you will get a rendition by the man himself.
I bet she's probably heard it, but just doesn't realise. Sometimes you do that, don't you? Because it's a song that everybody must have heard.
Yeah, at some time. Okay, so we are guessing on this one. We do need some help. We've got choices of Sonia, Kylie Minogue, Donna Summer, or Sunita.
I've got an idea, like I said, but I'm not.
Okay, Kelly's thinking about it. Gospel is thinking about it. And we've got Gospel's after remark was no idea. So this one will give us a monumental, awesome, fantastic score of 9 out of 10. Otherwise, we settle for the excellent 8 out of 10.
Yeah, but still better than last week. So
yeah, we're heading the right way. And Kelly's on a roll here. Kelly's saying Kylie.
No, I don't think it's Kylie.
Gospel is going for Sunita.
That's who I would have said.
And Corinda is just saying hello. Hello, Corinda.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's both of them.
No, you're just saying hey both. Hey both.
And I'm waving at the screen, and I just realised nobody can see me.
No, nobody can see you. This is the joy of this. The only thing that's on screen is Trivia Plaza, which is why we've got to keep talking. Because if we keep talking, then when the podcast comes of this,
then you'll be able to hear.
You'll be able to hear something. Otherwise, it'd just be a screen with our being quiet for 3 or 4 minutes for each question.
Silence is golden.
No, it's not. Not on the radio, it's not.
No, definitely not on the radio. It's not. No.
We both know. And, okay, we've got another vote for Sunita.
Yeah, three on one.
So we're going to plump this time for Sunita. I think Kylie was suggested because it's impossible to have 3 Kylie Minogue songs in 10. Yes, go team. Wow. Well, let's leave that on screen for a minute. We've got an A-, which is very good.
The average
and
is
we actually scored 9 out of 10.
Yep, the average is 7.58.
Wow. And 11,000 people have played. Well, I've got to say that's a result. So
what's that thing popped up? Get clients with video TV channel.
Where are you?
In the comments. Can you see it?
Just a minute. I don't know. I'll find out. So Corinda said, Sunita, since and Gospel's saying, since I've chosen all the options, I think D is the next option. That's the logical reason. And Gospel's saying hello to Corinda. And because he can, Corinda is on YouTube, and he's voted
Oh,
for
is
Sunita.
it? Oh, is it? I see it now. Yeah, is that him as well?
Yeah. And Kelly is saying she had a toy boy, and everybody's talking to each other. Okay.
I wondered who that was.
That's absolutely brilliant. Let's just put it full screen just for a second again, because it's not often we get 9 out of 10. So now we can hide it. So thank you everyone who played along there. And thank you to Trivia Plaza. That's the third or fourth mention of Trivia Plaza. I hope that covers us.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a promotional video for them at some point.
Yeah.
So that we've paid our dues, as it were. And more information. He dated a 27-year-old. She's like 47. Oh, right. She dated a 27-year-old and she's 47. So there we are. And that was the reason. Okay.
Oh, right.
She also
behind the song.
She also dated the lead of one of my most favourite Australian groups, In Excess, Mr. Hutchins. Yes. Okay. So there you are.
About a bit then.
I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to say it. But I mean, she's since Neighbours, she's been an English favourite, so we can't say anything bad about her, really. Just to note, time for a quick advertisement. We've spoken about Fonz's book, quite rightly so, which is on pre-order on Amazon. Earlier today with Nick Wood, I did a show called Be Live on YouTube, where we show clips from 4 YouTube videos created by people using Be Live, and it was a great show. We enjoyed doing it, and you'll find it on my profile, and you'll find all the links on the Be Live in 5 page. And that's basically a show that's actually, well, it's a great show to do because it's 3 parts. It's 2 YouTube videos, a quick 7 or 8 minute lesson on YouTube, and then 2 more videos. And it works so well because we're actually watching the videos for the first time. So we're meeting new people each week.
That's a new thing. How long have you been?
This is show number 4.
So say it's not something you've been doing for.
Oh no. We had a practice. We've done 3 shows since, and we've not publicised. We're starting publicising now because we've got the format sorted out. There is a problem if you want to play a YouTube video, and we asked in Be Live, we've got 35 people who said we broadcast on YouTube. You can play our videos, which is good. Okay, but we can only play our videos if it's technically possible, and a lot of people, either by default or by choice, have made it say you can't share their videos on an external website.
Oh, right. Can you do that with YouTube then? I didn't think you could do that.
Yeah. You can normally take it if you've got a YouTube video and you go to the share button and it's got embed code in there, you can use it. Yeah. Subject to some sort of copyright details.
Yeah.
And that's the rule we use. But it does come a cropper sometimes because when we bring the videos into the studio on Be Live, bring them up on the screen, press the play button, it says this video cannot be played because they said you can't use this on the website. So we're going to let the people know that is a problem. It's obviously restricting their views. As we're talking about it, and Chris, when you do, I mean, you have this problem with photos. You colorize photos, you find photos, you release photos, and suddenly some I would, in fact, can I use the word Ike?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
decides that it's actually their photo. It happens to Angelica as well. Some of her blog posts get copied, totally copied, put on a new website, different byline. and you've got to complain and go through the complaints process, and that doesn't always work.
Yeah,
But
well, a lot of photos
yeah.
that I like, a lot of photos are not even mine, and
Yeah.
so I credit the original source, but people come along and don't even credit. It's not about crediting me; it's about crediting the original source. They don't even credit the original source.
Okay. Now I'm not sure about the next one. Can you read Corinda's next comment and see whether it's? Yeah.
Should we leave that?
I don't know. Okay. Can you give us more information, please, Corinda? So yeah, and it is a problem. It is a problem. People try to steal content. Now, when you're doing a video like we're doing now, there is very little point in somebody stealing it because they can't put their own face on it. They can't put their own voice on it. This is simply us. So there's nobody can steal your video and stop it from being yours because you're in it.
Yeah. And even if they did try to rewrite it and redo it, it still wouldn't be the same anyway.
No.
There's no actual script to steal.
Yeah. So there is no logical reason to stop your videos being put in a website because it's more views for you. When somebody embeds your video on their website, providing they don't put comments you wouldn't like in there, then it's all good. It's all good free publicity.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, so we'll be telling the people who've done that either by accident or by design and saying this is what you need to do. The only thing there is we have to find out what to do first because we don't know how it's done.
I was going to ask you, how much do you know about YouTube in respect? You know, for some reason, last week, I had 3 of my videos on YouTube reported as copyright, and they've been there for ages. And the copyright owners have claimed copyright. It's given me 2 strikes.
Oh,
yeah, and I've tried, and I'm not actually sure because what the videos belong to, one of the videos I actually know who the owner is, and they gave me permission to use it, but somebody is claiming a copyright strike on it. And I'm wondering, can people claim that even though they don't own copyright on it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but you've got a problem because if you dispute the copyright claim and your dispute fails, then you have 3 strikes against you.
Yeah, I haven't disputed it, but I know who the owner is.
Yeah, and you're out.
Yeah. No, I've left it as it is.
Yeah.
But I know who it belongs. That's what really annoys me. So obviously somebody's come along and tried to claim it's theirs.
Right. Okay, and over to Gospel. And Gospel is saying perhaps they don't know how to do it. That's possible. And we don't know how to do it at the moment, Gospel, so we're going to try and find out. And then over to Corinda. Corinda's explaining more. What I mean is the news on... Right, okay. Reading Corinda's post. What I mean on news, Donald Trump wants the USA to have the injection for a flu jab, but I don't know if we've got it. In the UK, we've got flu jab. What we don't have is a COVID-19 vaccine yet. Whether we will get one is possible. But the flu jabs, yeah, I mean, that's an annual thing for people in at-risk groups and people of a certain age to have a flu jab. And I think you can get them on request as well. So sorry, Corinda. I just shudder when a certain name is mentioned, and I'm hoping, I hope we're on the right side here. I'm hoping that on November 4th, or even better, November 5th, we can say that Mr. Biden is no longer Mr. Biden. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, and it's just, I mean, we think things are bad in the UK. They ain't.
It's true. It's true. You got to look out. You got to look at the bigger picture, haven't you?
Yeah. And Corinda's had a COVID test and it's clear. Good news, Corinda. Yeah.
Definitely.
Speaking of which, just want to, if we stick with that for a moment, we, as a family, as myself and Angelica and Martin and Louise and Katie and Satish were due to go on holiday on November the 5th. And we're due to go to Wales. We're not going now.
As I say, it's
we had a beautiful cottage Airbnb residence about 2 hours away from us, and 6 of us were going to meet up in a bubble of 6 and enjoy 4 days together, and we can't. Well, we can and we can't, because Wales from Friday is under a 14-day lockdown, which means that all the shops and the pubs and the restaurants will close. The only things open are supermarkets and gyms and some other strange things. So if you were to go on holiday there, you couldn't go you could go shopping, but you couldn't actually go
social.
Well, you know when you visit somewhere, you actually like look at new shops.
Yeah, I know.
They won't be open, so you can't. The other thing is that whilst everybody in Wales has been told to stay at home for 17 days, I think we should have the same in the UK. Just saying.
Yeah, no, it's right. Yeah,
it's going
it'll all help.
Yeah, and out to gospel. Yeah, right.
Which one, mine or yours? Mine is the person who I had it off of. They were the creator of it. So, and I know they certainly didn't report me to YouTube.
Right. My favourite that you've got on your channel is on the buses, which you colorized.
I hate you about
that. Now, if you remember on the buses, even the replays, and it wasn't politically correct. Well, it isn't now anyway. But on the buses is on Fonz's Cambridge Historian channel, and it's worth checking out. But in those days, comedy was funny. You laughed because you couldn't help yourself.
Yeah.
The gags.
It was just innocent fun, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah. All the gags were telegraphed. You knew before the words were said what the tagline was. Those were the days.
Yeah. The only thing that I never understood about on the buses, how Jack, the ticket guy, got so many women with those teeth.
It's not. It's not. It's. Do not go there. Let's go with. And Nick saying democracy sucks at times. I got to agree with that wholeheartedly, Nick. And over to Corinda. But I was surprised that all the residential people have got COVID while they're inside, so I don't understand that. Nobody at the moment, Corinda, understands why this situation is as it is and why so many people in residential homes caught COVID and because of their age, unfortunately.
A lot. Sadly, the situation with probably the people in residential home are more prone to catching it, and it affecting them more than everybody else. It can only be one. It could be somebody who was working there, not knowing, went in there and took it in there without knowing. You just don't know, do you?
No, that's true. And we don't have joined up thinking. Yesterday, one of the health ministers was saying that they were looking for a place because the hospitals are going to be overrun potentially. They were looking for places for elderly patients to go who had COVID.
Yeah.
And they should go into care homes in a separate wing and be looked after in care homes. And there's no joined up thinking at all, because as soon as you put people with COVID into a care home, it is going to do the rounds.
Oh, definitely. It's not. I mean, as soon as you're putting anybody at risk that way, aren't you, as well? More people at risk. You got to be completely isolated from everybody.
And Kelly's still trying to figure out our marketing angle. Still trying to figure out what you put on building our community. It has nothing to do with this besides networking. Yes, but it's basically, it's our base, it's our home. It's not Facebook. And
no loads of uploads, no people spamming you.
Yeah, I've got 3 projects going on at the moment, Kelly, and more people will be joining, so the place will get busier. If you're interested in cars, there's a new car forum with Harper, and there's new if you're interested in running, there's a new forum by Matt. So we've had 2 new forums and 2 new members in the last 4 days, and we have our first live conference tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Whereby, which is being organised on building our community. So hopefully that helps. But we could change the title of the show then. I suppose it makes more sense.
Or this show.
Yeah. Building our community.
Yeah. Could do.
We'll do that. Kelly, to stop any further confusion, we'll change the name of the show to Building Our Community. And this is Gospel, and Gospel is saying we definitely should do similar to Wales. The cases are rising. That is total common sense, Gospel. Total common sense. And it's a small price to pay to stay at home for 3 weeks. The rules are that if you're on lockdown, then you can visit poorly relatives. You can go out as often during the day as you want on your own, but you can't socialize. You can go shopping once a day. So to a large extent, I feel for anybody who lives alone. But they can have one person they can talk to consistently who doesn't have to live next door. So the way the Welsh are actually doing it would work, and spending 3 weeks at home is a small price to pay for the incidence of COVID-19 to go down. Now, obviously, we're in a position where we can actually watch what happens in Wales, and that's possibly what the government are doing. Wait and see. And I don't understand what's going on between Manchester and the government at the moment. I just don't, because Manchester said no, we're not going to stage 3, and that's been enough to stop them going to stage 3. Yeah. Whereas Liverpool said yes and accepted it. Over to Corinda. Any news about the Paralympics?
No, I can't imagine anything like that be happening, really, would it?
No, there are certain sports taking place: golf, tennis, rugby, cricket, football. But I don't think there's any plans for the Olympics or the Paralympics at the moment. Certainly on the scale that we've been used to. I just don't see it. It's not possible because of social distancing. The place to be at the moment, of course, Britain's the best place to be, but the second best place to be at the moment is New Zealand. New Zealand had a rugby match yesterday, and there were 40,000 people in the crowd. No social distancing. They managed to get back to normal.
Wow.
Yeah, and Kelly's saying yes, it would lessen his confusion. So many groups to keep up with. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so there we are. There we have it. And thank you everybody who's watching live. If you've got a question or a comment, then please do ask. If you're interested in joining the community that Fonz and Gospel, this is a personal invitation. Gospel, I will contact you afterwards and tell you more about our new network, which is not Facebook. And I'd love for you to join us. So over to Kelly and over to Nick. Nick is saying devolve power to the regions of fair play if they say no. Right, thank you, Nick. That explains it, that the region has the power to say no, and that's a devolved power from Parliament. Thank you. You learn something every show. That's good. I think we're living last day of Earth. No, we're not.
No,
I think we're living last day of Earth, and it sucks where we're living.
That's a conspiracy theory.
No, that's not true at all, Corinda.
No.
We will get through this. We will get through this, and we will come out the other side. and life will be different, but we'll just be so grateful that we got through to the other side. That life. One of the things that I have noticed, in the last 6 months is that nobody's in a rush to go anywhere.
No,
and
everything's slowing down.
Everything's slowed down. The pace of life has slowed down. If you go into a shop, the staff in the shop are not rushed off their feet.
That's right.
Even with social distancing, they've got time to talk to you. You're getting more of a personal service in the shops you're going to. You're not getting any crowds. I mean, when you go shopping at the supermarket, it's virtually empty, unless you've got rush hour, of course, which is a choice you make. But normally, when you go shopping now, it's a pleasurable experience.
Yeah. What we're saying, I was going to say to Corinda, if you look at history, it's a good angle for me to say, actually, we've been through a lot worse in history, and we got through all that. So this is not great, but it's just another one of those events that in years to come, they're going to look back up on and learn from in the future, learn from it. So to prevent things like this happening, but we have been through a lot worse in history.
We have. I mean, if you go back to March, and the infection rate was high then, we had, Corinda, unfortunately thousands of people a day dying, and that's the point at which we went into lockdown and took this seriously, and 97% of the UK population stayed at home, and that worked, and that brought the curve down. Unfortunately, 67 people have died today, but 67 people who will be missed is not the same as 1,000 people a day.
Yeah.
Our hospitals, who are doing a marvelous job, have learned how to treat people and to help them get through having caught COVID-19, and they're doing an amazing, fantastic job. And we've got a situation now where, if we do our bit, if a government shows common sense like Gospel and I and you recommend, and locks us down for 17 days, then we'll be further along. Anyway, let's get back to the comments, because right, okay. So, and now Nick
That's
is
true.
confirming, yeah, this is nothing like what's gone in the past. And you're too young to remember, Corinda. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So is Fonz. So is Nick.
Yeah. But if you look at history, Black Death, how many people that killed?
Right, okay. And Kelly's saying he had to refresh to see all the comments. Noted, Kelly. Somebody somewhere will be monitoring the broadcast and see your comment. Okay, so because you may have missed it, I'm going to bring it up again on screen just to give Fonz and I a breather for 30 seconds, and I'm going to put it full screen. And I'm just going to press play. 3 weeks ago, I was looking for a broadcast on Facebook, and I couldn't find it for the life of me. I scheduled a broadcast and it disappeared. And that set me thinking, is there anything we can do? This is Facebook's turf. If they want to hide things, they can hide things. I thought, well, what if we moved in some numbers from Facebook to a new community, which was all about networking and collaborating, and doing that without adverts. And basically, the other bugbear of mine on Facebook is that I'm an admin of the Believers group. You would think, as admin, I can go into the group on desktop and see all the posts. That is not true. You do not see all the posts in a group. Each post has its own individual reach. If you've got a group with 25,000 members, when a post starts off in the group, it has a reach of 100. It's shown to 100 people. If they don't like it or comment on it and do something to it, the other 24,900 people will never, ever see it. In my mind, that's totally wrong. If you post in a group, it should be visible to all members. So then on the new network, you can see all the posts all the time. And because I know, like, and trust, oh, I got 321 again. Okay, there is no reason for me to actually stop anybody posting anything. Let's play the video. Now, basically, the magic of that video, as many people have noticed, is that the first screen with the people dancing, the music matches perfectly. Now, I'm going to publicly admit now that that was not by design. That was purely.
Sometimes some of these things happen by accident, don't they? And they work out good.
Right. Okay. And back to the comments. And Nick is saying this is nothing compared to what's gone in the past. Over to Kelly, who had to refresh, and then over to Nick. Comments coming thick and fast. Perhaps we can make a top trumps of nasty plagues through time. That's a play on words, Nick. I applaud the play on words. Top trumps being a card game and nothing to do with the current president of the United States. And Gospel is saying, good idea, nice video. Gospel, I shall invite you, if not later today, then certainly tomorrow. And you're welcome to join us. You'll know the people are there. And over to Kelly. All right, okay. And this is an invitation, Corinda. You could always move to Canada, Corinda. We have free healthcare. Well, I'd like the smiley face at the end of that, but we have free healthcare here too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, national health. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you. If it's an interesting thing for people to check out. Go to the BBC iPlayer, and they got from the archive section on there. And actually, I was watching it the other night. A film. If you scroll through it, the very first year. The first 10 years of the National Health Service. It's like looking back 10 years. Brilliant film explaining how the first 10 years worked and how some doctors hated the idea and some loved it. And
they were all in private practice, challenging things. Yeah, they had the greatest life change to make. And we can only say that, I mean, especially this year, the NHS is the best free health service in the world, free at the point of delivery. So, yeah. Right. Okay. Oh, have I missed all those comments? All right. No, I haven't. And Nick is saying it's not actually free, though, is it? Healthcare I use to price it. Well, no, the healthcare itself isn't free, but it is free to UK citizens, most of them, large percentage of them.
We pay for national insurance, though, don't we? So we don't really miss it.
Yeah, we do. And okay, there we have it. That's the slice of life from Wiltshire in England and from Cambridge in Cambridgeshire. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. That's where you are.
I was just reading the comments coming through. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, let me go to the last comment. I've got some comments missing. You could always come to Canada. And okay, and Gospel is saying Canada is on my list, but I love the UK too much. There we are. There we have it.
Indeed. Another week over.
With your help, we scored 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 on this week's music quiz from triviaplaza.com. Fonz, it's over to you.
Yeah, that's another week over. We'll be back next week with a new name, I think, isn't it? We're changing the name. You won't have to remember our anymore. But no, you got to move with the times.
Yeah.
So and what's happening, and I think it'll fit much better. So that's a good idea.
And we just need the logo and the right.
Yeah.
Building our community will be back next Monday. To everybody who's watched, sing us out.
No chance.
And no chance from me either. You wouldn't like it, Kelly. You wouldn't like it. I promise you. And Nick is saying, I would have had 10 out of 10, but you couldn't see my comments. Okay, fine. Okay.
Yeah, but I've had that. There's some comments, something not there, then suddenly they reappear out of.
Right. Well, to be honest here, we would and should have had. Your help would have been great. We would and should have had 10 out of 10 if we'd listened to Kelly.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely, and not me.
Well, no. There's no downside to this. If on that particular question we listened to Kelly, and the same artist being chosen twice in a Trivia Plaza quiz, which is unheard of.
No, yeah, it's first time ever.
I mean, that's not going to catch us out again. We're going to give the same answer to all 10 questions and at least get 2 right next time. We've got 9 out of 10 today. We're chuffed, and we'll see you all again